Galinowitz here from the BD department at Delesio Law Group, and thank you for joining us here again for our weekly Facebook Live. I'm here with Wilson Lau,
Hi.
one of our top tier case managers, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the H-1B and give you a little 411 on it in case you don't know. And so let's get started. Wilson.
Yes.
For the people out there who don't know what the H-1B is, what is the H-1B visa?
So the H-1B visa was primarily designed to give an opportunity for companies to hire people who want to be quote-unquote specialty workers. Now, normally these are people in industries that are such as like tech or anything that requires normally a bachelor's degree to perform the duties, and the candidate has a bachelor's degree.
Okay, so let's say, is there a difference, let's say if you have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree?
So in purpose of whether your position qualifies as just being an H-1B position, you just need to have a bachelor's degree. Now, every year the government has 65,000 numbers that they issue new H-1B. So if you've never had one, you have to kind of apply for one of these numbers. If you have a master's degree, you get an additional 20,000 above the 65. So you get 80. You are one of eligible for 85,000 numbers. Bachelor's degree people one of 65,000 numbers. You normally apply during the beginning of the next fiscal year, which is October. So you can only file for petitions 6 months in advance. So the application time for the new H-1Bs is April 1st.
And let's say I studied one particular subject. Would the job that I'm trying to pursue in the country have to be within that subject?
So yes, generally, what they want you to do is obviously work in the field that you studied, and I assume that you would want to work in, you went to college for 4 years, you probably do want to work in the field that you studied. So generally speaking, you will want to have a degree that is related to the occupation that you are going to apply for. If you happen to have a degree in something else, let's say, you majored in English or, naval architecture, and you decided you wanted to be a computer software engineer, there are ways around that, including education evaluations. So, it's not eliminating, but generally speaking, you want to be kind of working where you studied.
Now, being that this is a lottery every year, 65,000 to 85,000, you were saying?
Usually a lottery, yes.
Okay, let's say hypothetically I did not get accepted, and my name was not pulled.
Right. So, first of all, my apologies. You are one of very many people who didn't get selected. This year it was 1 in 3, 190,000 people applied for 65,000 positions. So, don't feel bad. The first thing that happens is, check what status you're currently in right now. Some of you, if not most of you, are probably students, maybe looking for your first job, so you're probably in F1. If you have your OPT and you have you are majoring or have majored in a degree that is quote-unquote qualified STEM, which is, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, you can apply for an extension of your OPT for an additional 2 years. So it basically covers you to continue if you are already working or looking for work for an additional 2 years. There's a list online. You should probably go talk to your DSO, and they will basically be able to handle most of your questions regarding that. The other question is, are you a spouse of somebody who is already in a non-immigrant status? You can, just change to the dependent status of that. Some of these come with benefits and some of them come with drawbacks, such as, not all categories allow you to continue working, and if that's important to you, then obviously maybe that won't be an option. We can start, going down a couple of the other common statuses that most people go for. So let's say you're Canadian Mexican, you qualify for TN, assuming that you are applying for or will be working in a position that is listed under the categories, and you'll be able to find that online. It's the NAFTA category list of occupations. Then there's also E3s. It's basically an H-1B specifically for Australians. There's no cap numbers. You can apply whenever you want. There's also the J1. The J1, usually if you are currently in the U.S. as a student, won't apply. Part of the restrictions are that you have to have been, abroad and studied or worked in the profession that you want to come in. It's not a relatively good option per se, in the sense that there are a lot of restrictions, and the occupations that are available, specifically if you're a budding professional, that you may not qualify for that kind of degree. And then there's of course the O1. Maybe you are the top dog of what you do. Maybe you should think about you should think about doing an O1. There are a lot of benefits to that too. No filing timelines. And then it also lets you get a green card relatively faster than going through the normal process.
So we like that.
Yep. And then last, there's also other categories, E2s. Mostly if you have a lot of money and you want to help build the American economy, there's where you can invest your money and get non-immigrant status that way.
Or the EB-5.
Yes, or EB-5 if you have a lot more money than that. And then maybe, and it's I've used to always suggest this, and it's more of a consideration, but maybe you're dating an American citizen, and it's just about that time, and you're gonna do it anyways. You might as well do it now, and take care of some of that problems for you.
Okay. Well, Wilson, this was really great. Thanks a lot for coming in and talking about this with us. If you have any other questions or would like to get a consultation, DLG is always there for you. So please give us a call, and thank you for joining us here at Facebook Live.